Hello everyone, it's Anna, also known as that Star Wars girl, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I came across, and it was this Star Wars art book. So as most of you folks know, I am an artist, that's what I do, and I do collect art books because that's the best way to learn. You get to see other people's artwork, and I mean, who doesn't like a good art book? Now, this art book was released, and it's a Star Wars art book, and it's called Women of the Galaxy by Amy Ratcliffe, forwarded by Kathleen, Kennedy. So, you guys already can expect a rant from me, and oh boy. So, this book is about showing off the women in Star Wars. I have no problem with something like that. It's fine to, go through and see all the female characters of Star Wars. They're not really a big deal. If they did a book that was called, the Men of Star Wars, it'd be a huge deal and there'd be a lot wrong with it. But they've been making Star Wars books throughout the past that just show all the characters and go through, what species they are, what planet they're from, how old they are, how tall they are. Books like that. This book, however, is not like that. This book is just showing digital art of all these female characters that are in Star Wars. Now, I went through this book and I looked through it to find my favorite characters. And I found Leia, I found Padme, I found Ahsoka, I found Sabine, and then I saw all the other characters who, with a few exceptions, were not in Star Wars. I mean, they're not in the actual Star Wars. They're not in the original trilogy. They're not in the prequels. They are not in the expanded universe. They are specifically in Disney's version of Star Wars. And by highlighting these characters, they just overlook all of these other great characters. Like Mara Jade is not in this book because she does not exist in Disney's canon version of Star Wars. Now, for, the past 40 years, she did exist, and she was a very prominent character in, the Star Wars and the Luke Skywalker storyline. But, you know what? They don't care. They throw caution to the wind, and they decide to highlight other characters that do absolutely nothing and have no character development. But, you know what? That's Disney for you. Now, I look at this book, you think this book's about Rey. Then you look at the back of this book. Oh my goodness, it's Princess Leia. She looks lovely. And I'm not going to say anything bad about the art in this book. Digital art is not my favorite art, but I mean, who can deny that that is a beautiful image of Rey, just as well as this is a beautiful image of Leia. Now, just again, I want to highlight this because it's going to be important later. It's called The Women of the Galaxy. Look who is on the cover of this book. Rey. How many years has Rey been around? Oh, since the first Disney Star Wars movie came out. How many years has Princess Leia been around? Oh, yeah, that's right, since 1977. But Leia gets the back of the book. Then you open the book and you go through, and it's, the little entry thing to the book, though. Again, Women of the Galaxy. Women of the Galaxy. Oh, then what does it say? Right, you can't see it. Right there, the little line. For Carrie Fisher. They dedicate this book to Carrie Fisher. Who's on the back of the book? Who is on the front of the book? That just says enough. If you're going to dedicate something to Carrie Fisher and say that this isn't her memory, then you need to actually do that. Don't just copy and paste something into your book just so that way you could get people that actually care about something to go and buy your book. That's not a way to sell things. If you're going to dedicate something to someone, then dedicate it to them, and you need to show Princess Leia the proper respect she deserves. Don't throw Princess Leia on the back of the book and say that this book is for her and then put Mary Sue Rey on the front of it. That's not acceptable. Rey is not the face of Star Wars. If you want to look for a female character that is the face of Star Wars, it is going to be either Princess Leia or Padme Amidala or Mara Jade. Never once in a million years would it be Mary Sue Rey. Let's just get that clear, and I drop the book right now. Now, this is where the fun begins, everyone. This is where you guys are all going to enjoy this. Now, I am going to be reading Kathleen Kennedy's excerpt or foreword in this book. So let's take a look at it. It was in the early stages of my career as a filmmaker when Star Wars came out in 1977. With the first film and the cultural phenomenon that followed. Look at that. That was correct. George Lucas introduced the world to Princess Leia, a character who stood apart from most female leads of the day. That's very true. Star Wars was ahead of its time, but there were still very prominent female characters that were in films. Look at Gone with the Wind. Look at Barbarella. Look at Alien. Look at Terminator. I know Alien and Terminator came out a bit later, but then you can also say other movies that were not in the sci-fi genre, like Halloween. Look at To Kill a Mockingbird. The child actress in To Kill a Mockingbird was up for the Oscar, and she didn't win compared to the girl that played Helen Keller. But there was a lot of strong female characters. Yes, Princess Leia was a princess, and she was in outer space, but she was not the only one. Let's get that clear right now. And then it just continues to show all these other strong female characters that evolved after Princess Leia set, the stone for it. Now, that being said, Princess Leia changed the way that female characters or princesses were personified in movies. But let's look at Rey. What did Rey do? Rey did nothing. Rey didn't change anything. Why on earth is Rey the face of the women in the galaxy? She didn't do anything. She does not deserve that. Princess Leia deserves it. Put your Mary Sue on the back and put someone that actually did something on the front. With strength, courage, and quick wit and grit, she could easily hold her own against the predominantly male cast. She was like the only female in the movie, so yes, the cast was predominantly male. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's quality over quantity. Princess Leia was an amazing character. We didn't need 20 billion women in this movie. It only took one woman to get the job done. Including Darth Vader himself. Of course she could stand her ground against Darth Vader herself. She was fighting for something she believed in. She was fighting for a cause. She was fighting for Alderaan. She was fighting for the rebellion. What is Rey fighting for? I want to know where I belong in the galaxy. I was immediately struck by the possibilities of this universe George created. Well, you don't really show it anymore. All you're interested in is destroying it. Boundless storytelling potential combined with a rare opportunity to explore universal themes that have endured through the ages. I was captivated. That right there is a lie, Kathleen Kennedy. The only thing you were captivated with was destroying it. You do not care about Star Wars. You do not care about what George Lucas created. You do not care about Princess Leia. The only thing you care about is taking something that so many people love, something that George Lucas put his heart and soul into, and you are interested in destroying it. That is the kind of person you are, and you disgust me. In the decades since, George and the others have fleshed out the Star Wars universe with hundreds of new characters, including the heroes, villains, rebels, and rogues highlighted in this book. That is 100% not true. The characters that George Lucas, Dave Filoni, and others like Timothy Zahn created, you took out of this book. You do not have Mara Jade in this book. You do not have Shada in this book. I could go on and on of all the characters that were in this expanded universe that you did not include in this book, but yet you seem it's okay to have, 8 pages of Rose Tico, but you can't even put 1 page in there for Mara Jade. She was a very important character in the Star Wars expanded universe. You do not care about this. George Lucas did flesh out so much for Star Wars. So many other talented people spent 40 years fleshing out other characters that were amazing for Star Wars. And what did you do? You threw them away like they were garbage. While not all of these characters are cut out to be heroes like Padme, Rey, and Ahsoka, it's important that they occupy a wide range of roles in the Star Wars galaxy and act capably, skillfully, and formidably within them. I would just like to say this. In the expanded universe that I have tapped into, I have not been introduced to a female character that was not strong, that was not, willing to go the distance. Even in the Ahsoka book, the little children that she encountered, the characters on Rayeta, they're all strong because they're having to overcome, the Empire. They have to survive. That is what it's about. Showing someone trying to survive in this galaxy that is at war and trying to overcome this evil entity that is the Empire. That's a very good cause. And when people are trying to survive, it brings out who they really are. I have not been introduced to a character in Star Wars or at least a female character in the original Star Wars, in the expanded universe, and in the prequels, that was not a strong character. Come on. This is absolutely ridiculous. In Star Wars, we are fortunate to have such broad platform for which we tell our stories. In addition to films, there are animated stories, novels, comics, games, and more, all allowing us to further explore this rich galaxy and the many characters in it. It's a testament to George Lucas's vision that what he began as a story to inspire, we could embrace a beacon of empowerment and hope. Are you kidding me, Kathleen Kennedy? You took something that George Lucas created that gave the world hope. You said so yourself. It was a worldwide cultural phenomenon. You took that and you destroyed it, and you destroyed the fandom. You destroyed Star Wars. You destroyed Luke Skywalker. I know this book is about women characters, but guess what? Look at what you did to Princess Leia. You made her Mary Poppins, and you put her on the back of the book. A book that you said was dedicated to her. What on earth is wrong with you? You want to say that you are trying to empower women and you're taking the story and you're embracing it? No, you're not. You are destroying it. You are taking something that meant something to so many people, and you are stomping on it, and you are saying that if we do not like your version of it, which you took from George Lucas, you lied to him. You told him you were going to stay true to Star Wars. You said you were going to stay true to the meaning and the story that he set out, and you took that, you lied, and you destroyed it, and then you say if we don't like it and if we don't accept it, that we're sexist, misogynistic white men that are Nazis. Are you kidding me? Because people can't agree with you. Because we see through this. We see through this false narrative that you are trying to portray. You think characters like Rey, who have worked for nothing, that pick up a lightsaber and know how to use a lightsaber instantly. I would like to see you try, and I would like to see you cut your hand off, because that's most likely what's going to happen. You have done nothing but divided the fandom and destroyed something that so many people loved. So you saying that you are embracing a beacon of empowerment and hope, you have done nothing but destroy hope. That is what you have done, Kathleen Kennedy, and it disgusts me that you are trying to do this to Princess Leia after she has already passed on. Carrie Fisher can no longer defend herself. She can't. Mark Hamill is stuck into a contract and he can't speak out. The little bit that we did see of him, we all know that he's not happy with this, but he's trapped in a contract that you forced him into by tricking him, and then Harrison Ford doesn't even care. He doesn't. But that is Han Solo. That is why your Solo movie failed. But for what you're doing, you're saying that this book is for Princess Leia. No, it's not. It's for you to push your own narrative and your own identity to politics, and I am not okay with it, and I will not stand for it. This is not Star Wars. How dare you disrespect Princess Leia? I can't even with you anymore. Like I said before, you are a pathetic excuse for a woman. An absolute pathetic excuse. Everyone, have a great rest of your day, and may the Force be with you, because we are really going to need it.